Hey, what's going on, everybody?
We back
Today's just me and Ant today doing some one-on-one.
one-on-one. We're gonna
Huh?
shoot the shit, talk about what's going on, what we got
Yeah,
going, what we're gonna
yep,
have, who got what
yeah.
going on.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. No, I just been, like I said, I just been reading up on this Riverside app, figuring things out. Like right now, I got like two different cameras going on at the same time for me. Yeah, so I could use my phone as an additional camera. So now I get two different angles.
I know they got some crazy setups where people, like, I watch other podcasts and guys could, show the screen on the computer while they're showing them. They could almost show it as another person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not I'm the least tech savvy person in the world, man. If it wasn't for me to be able to hit this button on this phone, I probably would never be on podcast.
Yeah.
Story.
Now there, like I said, I found some dope stuff. Like I said, I just need to find someone to make some beats. We get an intro in here and an outro. I know how
Maybe
to add it on there now. Yeah,
a little automated, like a digital welcome type.
I got that stuff, and then just playing with all this stuff right here. Just playing with a little audio, but
We're
no,
doing some pain shit.
yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff on there, so I've just been playing with the stuff. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to do the backgrounds. I don't know. Maybe I just need to upgrade or something for that one. But
You were doing last time. Remember last time I came on? You
yeah,
had
yeah, yeah. I think they changed it or something, and
uh,
I guess you gotta pay for it now. But yeah,
them
you can
little
like if I
teasers.
pay, yeah, for real, it's probably a teaser or some shit, right? But I can if I pay, get the subscription. We could put our logos up here, or put like the whole background as just like
How
the
much?
Ghouls and Geckos thing, or not the Ghouls, but the Gecko Exchange podcast.
How much? Yeah, man. I would pay for that shit. Oh
Yeah,
hell,
I
yeah.
think it's like $15 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
A
not crazy.
month or
Yeah,
altogether?
no, a month, or you can pay all together. I think it's like $120 or something. Well,
I
I'll look
would
at that later.
definitely look into that. Like we
Hmm.
got with the guests we have lined up, the guests we have coming. It's only respectful, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
name
for sure.
coming. The people were. It's no turning back now. I have
Yeah,
zero
no,
intention whatsoever. I'm gonna keep my ugly ass mug and this little ass screen with these same old gecko cages behind me.
yeah,
But guests coming on deserve a little fancy,
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, like I said, if everything works out properly, we should be good to go for June, July, and like the beginning of August.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah,
You're a mom.
yeah,
You should be selling cars or working for Airbnb, renting houses or some shit.
dude. I was grinding on that I think it was like a Tuesday or something. I was hitting everybody up. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. All right, you want to come on? Boom. You want to come on? Cool, cool. What are you going to talk about? Let's go ahead and do this. So yeah,
You
no, we
got.
got that.
They
Uh,
ass like right. Not
what's
all,
that?
not all one on same one. We might as well just shoot for Allen and
Yeah,
all these other guys now.
yeah. We'll see what
Shit.
happens.
So big news,
Yeah.
right? Big news. My boy Jay's gonna vend his first show coming up. Want to tell us a little bit about this? What you're vending? What you're selling? What you're promoting?
So it's a local. So they call it the CNB Breeder Showcase, right? So it's a 2-day event where on the first day you'll get a first set of breeders, and then on the second day it's a totally different set of breeders. So you get something different both days if you decide to go there. I'm on Sundays on the Sunday list. But I'll be bringing, like I said, I'll bring some Chihuahuas, I'll bring some Stropharis, some Cresties, I'll bring some Isopods. Hopefully, I should have my display ready to go. I just gotta pay for the second part of that and then pick it up. Uh, I think he said like beginning of June I'll get that because it's on June. For me, it's June 9th.
Where's the
So,
show?
man, it's like, man, where's that shit at? I know it's off of like 7th Street and in between Peoria and Cactus, I guess. I've
All
been there
right, we'll
like
put
twice.
the description
Yeah,
below. Who wants to
yeah, yeah,
check out all
yeah.
that Jay?
And we'll post it on the Gecko Exchange podcast Facebook group too.
So we
I've been posting on Facebook about it and IG.
bet. That's good. I'm excited for you, man. That's huge, man. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah,
I've been dealing with reptiles for 40 years, and for every single one of them 40 years, I've been telling myself I'm gonna go vend a show. I ain't vend one yet.
it's always that paralysis by analysis, pretty much. Just I keep overthinking that shit. I'm like, no, let's just go and do it. Like, no, we might not have the best setup, but let's just get out there, put a face to the IG page, put a face to these animals, right? Talk to people. Uh,
Facts.
I bought these. They're called creature care cards. So for the animals that I'm selling, there's a creature care card. So if you do buy an animal from me, you will get that with it, just so you have some basic care information just in case. And then of course you can always hit me up.
That's all.
So I said I don't never shoo away anybody. I never ignore anybody. If you have a question, I'm going to answer it to my best of my ability. If I can't answer, I'm gonna find somebody that will have that answer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what did you get the linens for the table? How you setting up? What's your box look like? Your display?
So it's one of those. It's like a deli, or so it's a kind of a deli container display. So it's with inside of the acrylic glass, so nobody can try to steal my shit, right? Because if you go to a lot of these shows, you always hear about people stealing shit off people's table. So mine has a lock on it just in case. Even though it's in a reptile shop, but still, I just want to have that for peace of mind, right? But
Yeah, hell yeah. Apparently you
fuck.
can't leave nothing locked around these days.
No, for hell no.
So how do you
I always like
it to show
what
like if
happened?
someone to hold an animal? Do you have policies set in place on how you're gonna
So I'll have sanitizer at my table. So make sure everybody has put sanitizer on before they go and touch the geckos, and sanitizer after, just in case. But no, I do have linen. Or I said my job. I work in food service, and we have catering teams as well. So they're gonna let me use a 6 foot table, and they have the fitted linen for the table, so nothing drags on the floor, so people don't trip. But I'll go ahead and grab some linen and get the decal for it and put it onto that as well,
nice.
and then start working on banners and stuff like that. Like I said, this is the first show. We'll see what happens. I was like, I'm not. If I make a sale, make a sale. It is what it is. I'm just there to, talk geckos and hopefully convince people that there's so much more in this world than just what you see at the basic box store.
Absolutely. Do you have a list or any idea on how many vendors are actually vending or breeders or
Let me see. I think I do. Let me find it real quick. Actually, let me share my page. Or not my page, but
is this the first year this show itself has been happening or how long?
no, it's been going on for a little bit, like for maybe a year or two.
So it's an
Yeah.
established, not really a gamble. They wouldn't be coming back if it was worth it. It wasn't worth the time. That's
Yeah.
cool. They charging an entrance fee to get in?
Nope. They ain't doing none of that.
It's awesome.
Where the hell is everything at?
What type of place is it? Like a civic center or a arena type place?
No, it's literally a reptile shop.
Oh, it's in a shop.
Yeah, it's in the shop.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well, that's shit. You can't beat that, right? You could go there, buy the animal and everything else you need for it in the same spot.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, but this one does not show. I'm trying to see if they got a.
I don't see anything. All I see is a J. Showing a black screen with a white J in a littler black box.
Oh, okay. It might be just, I don't know. But do you see all the stuff right here?
I don't see nothing.
What the hell?
Just my whole screen's black. You're in a little screen down here, and the whole screen's black, little black. Now you're back to a big screen.
Oh.
Nope,
it might be
same
because
thing.
you're on the phone. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
It's just
right. Stop sharing that shit.
I don't know. Should I hit it? It's got a little J with a white thing next to it with 3 little.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, no, it's I think 10 the first one and 10 on the second day, and then we got the Phoenix Herp Society as well coming through on Sunday.
Shit, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
After the last conversation we had, I wound up looking up my local herpetology society out here, herpetological society in Connecticut. It's a bunch of bullcrap, but it's literally one guy. One guy is the herpetologist.
Yeah. Ours is pretty big because they, besides the Herpetological Society, they have a reptile sanctuary out here too. They actually have the most crocodilian species in the U.S. and the biggest, I believe the biggest venomous collection in the U.S. as well.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty dope. Like for like 25, I think it's yeah, like $25 is a tour. It's not bad. Like you see
I would.
all the yeah, like I took my kids there last year and it was pretty fun. Um, you see all kinds of like I said, it's mostly crocodilians there, but they got like these big areas for all these sulcatas that have been that
Surrender.
they try to put up for adoption and stuff like that. Um, they have, like I said, they got this big ass room full of all kinds of venomous snakes and some Helodermas as well.
Monsters or Gila monsters out in Arizona, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Repeatedly. I want one so bad, man. But them and a Bolin's pythons are my
yeah,
two. Like, yo, if money was no object and space was no concern, them two, I'd be hard pressed to pick one between the two, man.
yeah. Well, I mean, shit, like you probably won't need as much space for Gila than you would a Bolin's.
Yeah, but if I had one of them, I want to build Arizona in my crib. You know,
Oh
I
yeah, for
want.
sure. But you still wouldn't need as big as something you would need for.
I was
But
just
yeah.
reading about them. Dude, I didn't know they were as hard as they are to breed. I thought they were just expensive because there wasn't a lot of them. One of the main reasons they're so expensive is that scientists can't even figure out how to get these things to breed, man. They can't figure out breeding patterns of the Bolin's fight. I swear to God, man.
Oh, for Bolin's? Yeah. Yeah, I've heard they're pretty difficult. I've only a few people that's actually really done it.
I know Kevin's
And I mean,
been doing it for years, but
yeah, and he's a mad scientist, so
yeah, he really is. People hate on him a lot, but I'm really not trying to judge nobody, but they're a fucking type. Them people that want to judge everyone for being proactive, right? They're a type.
yeah,
Like he's not a veterinarian, he's not this, he's not that. Like how
yeah,
many
yeah,
animals has he saved, right? Without going to a vet. How many times has he taken an animal to a vet and actually told the vet what the diagnosis was, right? Like people need to stop knocking him and understand that the man is really just a mad fucking scientist. He's huge
yeah,
on conservation. There's not a mean, ill-intended bone in his body when it comes to these animals.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. No, I just watched him on the Fat Man Nation podcast. He was just on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was pretty good. Besides,
It's good.
like he
Works a lot.
was that.
It's good to see him doing more things. When I was a kid, he was like, do you ever see? I mean, you're my age, man. But Reptile Magazine, Kevin McCurley was Reptile Magazine. Like he
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember his Tokay article on there.
he was in
Yeah,
everything. And I'm not, God rest his soul, man. I'm not knocking him, but he was on my radar before Barchek was.
yeah,
Kevin was. So it's like he's one of them dudes, man. So I feel like these young kids coming up that are learning about reptiles via social media, right? Like the know-it-alls, know how to do it alls. Like you don't even really, what? Fucking, I'm gonna be rude. You ain't even got the right to talk to Kevin McCurley, let alone bash anything he does. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so he's been out there where like he's one of the pioneers for ball pythons. He's
facts,
no,
facts,
what he does for tokays is ridiculous. Like the way he
dude.
talks about them, the way he he goes about trying to work that relationship, like the way he works with his monitors, it's all kinds of stuff. It's crazy, like how much time and effort he puts into them.
Facts. Fish. You never been up this way, man, but he got a spot, New England, I think it's Rhode Island or Massachusetts or somewhere. I ain't been there since I was like 15, 16 years old, but they got an actual storefront up my way, up in New England.
Mhm.
And you don't see like a lot of the things in his video, like his where he breeds and shit. I never seen none of that. But I've been in the store, New England. What the fuck is the name of that place, man? Man, it's not the same. It's not Nerd. Isn't the name of his reptiles? His pet shop is not the name of his pet shop. But
No,
to make a long story short, man, you will just wish if you cared about animals that everyone cared the way he does, and he hires employees to care, and the way he
yeah,
runs the ship, if you will. He's yeah. I ain't gonna keep talking about the dude because it is what it is. He's huge for the hobby. and I assure you that we wouldn't have an eighth of what we have if it wasn't for him and a few other big names in the hobby today, man. They took
Yeah.
it from they took this reptile shit from backyard sales and underground flea markets to mainstream big shows and every living room across the USA. Fact.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
hey, I guess everyone's got their opinions though. There was people out there bashing Barczyk, man. I used to get into it with all the time with people I never met. I never met Brian Barczyk either, but I've talked to him, shot the shit with him a couple times. Phenomenal dude. I don't know what people bash him for, because I was part of that hobby that grew up keeping ball pythons in bins, I guess, man. These fucking things stay in a ball. Like, they don't move. Like, we were the era that learned from experience. We didn't have books. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have none of that shit. We simply found out ways on our own that worked or didn't work. So my point is that I was seeing forums and posts and this and that, people bashing him all the time. He's a reptile Nazi. He's this, he's that, he's all types of shit. Go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? The dude is a fucking legend.
I just think everybody always has, like, they always got something to complain about, right? There's always the next person. Who's the next big person? That's the next person they'll complain about, right?
Always.
That's all it is.
Shit, I was telling you, the Adam Wicked thing with the fucking geckos together.
Go.
Any video you watch of these things in the wild, bro, they pull up a stone. There's about 5 or 6 of these fucking things together. You got the desert to be in, chilling, going somewhere else. They'll be under one stone. You have 4, 5, 6 different leopard geckos under a damn stone in the Middle East. Like, what, they're hiding from the Taliban, whatever the fuck they're doing in their little stone bunker. They're fucking together, right? He goes and puts them together in a cage, and every fucking Karen out there who's got one gecko in a 400-gallon tank is telling him how he's wrong.
Yeah.
It was terrible what they did to him. Terrible. He lost sponsors. He lost all type. Like, for what? It's not like one's sick or one was dying or one got attacked or one was being bullied or picked on. For what? Because you don't do it. He can't do it. Because you don't do it. Can't be done.
Was he planning on keeping them in there? I didn't watch the video, so I didn't really pay attention.
He still got him in the same cage.
Oh, okay. It is what it is. I mean,
4 or 5 females and 1 male in a 75-gallon tank or some shit. Dude, you're not.
I mean, long visual barriers. That's all that really matters.
Not gonna get no complaints out of me. I'm of the method of watching the shit out of my animals, right? Like, I can tell you what they're doing in the morning, at lunch, and at dinner time. I can tell you what every single one of my lizards is doing at any given time of the day. I check on them that much, and I know I'm not the only one, right? So if you're that type of,
everybody does that, or everybody should be doing that.
Time that's gonna go by that you can't tell something's off. Get it out of here. What person in the right mind wants to go and spend $50, $100, $200? Talk about shit. We got $500, $1,000. Who's just gonna neglect that? I'm just gonna not worry about my $1,000 investment. I'm just gonna let it kill itself. Like, come on, you got to take your pet store gecko and go over there somewhere.
Yeah. It is what it is. So I know. So this dude hit me up. He had like this. He works at a hotel, right? And he had like all this fucking styrofoam, and so hooked me with a big ass box just full of styrofoam. I was like, all right, bet. So now I can start working on make backgrounds and rock ledges and shit like that now. Something I want to try to get into, and hopefully it works out.
You can do
there's
it.
A lot of dope videos. I just gotta get the proper tools. I just need to get like those hot wires and shit like that. So I got a soldering iron already, but it's just easier. So it makes it cleaner, right? Instead of having all that styrofoam flying everywhere, it's just a quick movements. So I've seen plenty. I've been watching a lot of videos on it, seeing how it goes, seeing what they're using, like what paints are they using, what are you using, Drylok and shit like that. Trying to find that stuff. So
there's a few different types. Drylok is a company name. It's not necessarily a product. So
what is it though?
Product. They make a few different. I use it all the time, like for my work. You know, so you could. It's a thin set. It's a thin set. You know, silica free mortar. It's a
Okay.
maybe we may have silica sand in it. I don't know. Again,
Okay.
they probably can without, but it's it's super light. It's super. You could have fun with it. You could have fun with
Yeah.
it. You could build big boy sandcastles. You know, it's like building cool shit. It's definitely cool stuff. It's but I
Yeah.
seen some nice some cool videos, man.
Mm-hmm.
I never got into making the stuff again.
It's something to pass the time and see if I can do anything really. That's all it is. Like maybe it's something I'll do with my kids or something.
Fuck yeah,
See if
there
they'll
you
get
go.
into it.
There you go. Yeah.
Just make some dope backgrounds, put them into
Yeah.
like Stofier's cage and whatever
Yeah.
else.
Cut them out little templates like the back
Yeah.
eyes, and then give them their own, and just tell them
Yeah.
design within this space. You know,
Some pictures. Like, all right, look at this scenery. Go ahead, see what you can do.
that's really
Just
cool.
gotta watch them with the hot shit, right?
Yeah, you got cut the foam for them, I guess. But as far as like the dry lock and the bar or whatever
Yeah.
else you use, you know,
Yeah, and I'll just get a bunch of fucking parchment paper and lay it on the floor.
so
Yeah.
I
I
you
said,
know I feel bad now. Not bad, but I like I was saying, some of the videos I was watching from Chris from the Island Endemics, and he was telling us he was the one who was making the backgrounds with the foam, right? We had somebody who
yeah,
was
yeah,
making the guest, right? So I felt bad. I started watching videos and people making them and shit. I'm like, yo, like not to be smug, dude. I build grown up houses. I could definitely build a gecko house, right? But I don't because I feel like it's like what I do all day. So I'm like, I always take the
yeah,
lazy
yeah,
route. I go and just buy bark tiles. Like you could
yeah,
bark,
yeah.
not like a, I don't know how to explain it. They make these it almost looks like a cork board on the back, but they laminate it with real bark.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I know what you're talking
the 18 by 20, whatever things, and I pop them in. Hot glue bark tubes and whatever on, and then when the hot glue is still hot, I stick moss on it and shit like that. But
about.
I feel bad, like I was saying, because I know I could do so much better. You know, I know I could do so much better. But
That's just life right there too, right? Because I deal with food all day. When I come home, I don't want to fucking cook, so I know that feeling. Every
it's
time I
just
come home, I'm like, fuck, I ain't got nobody to cook for me. I gotta figure this shit out. I don't want to do this shit for
facts.
real.
And I feel guilty though. I can't help feeling guilty. One day, because now I got an extra cage. I don't buy these joints new, right? These glass enclosures, like it's
Yeah,
no
just
glass. So I
go
go
on
in. Whenever I
Facebook.
see a place, I'll see them for like $20, Jay. Like I'll see a
Yeah,
fucking 18 by 18 or a 18 by 20, whatever they're 12 by 24 things.
yeah,
The ones those are the ones I like. They're paludariums or something like that.
yeah,
And by
yeah. I know some.
12 by 22 or 24, some shit, the tall ones. But I
Yeah.
don't put water in the bottom. I just use substrate and plants. I plant this, so I put a bunch of shit. But I've never paid more than, I think, $40 was the most expensive one I ever paid off a marketplace, and that's because I got two of them. I got one of the little 10 by 12 by 12, one of them little joints that opens on the top. It's still a glass cage, but it came
Oh
with
yeah, yeah,
small
yeah. Yeah,
and the.
that's those are like the spider ones, right?
No, it's
They're made
bigger
for
than that.
spiders. Well, it's made for spiders because it's only the top. It's like a
I guess,
almost
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I guess.
It's for
I put
arboreal spiders.
baby gecko. That's what I had the agricolas in, the
Yeah.
Urodactylodes.
Okay.
But yeah, I got two of those, and then she gave me two sets of lights with them both. It had cork in both of them. They did him that everything in them but the animals. I paid $40. I mean,
Oh
that's what it
yeah.
was. I didn't argue with her, no nothing. I was like, shit, here, shit. You would ask
Yeah.
for
Oh yeah. I do that every once in a while as well. Like I got a bunch of fucking tanks in my closet right now. Just I got nano breezes. I got 8 by 12s in there. I got 40 gallons. Just you just collect them, right? Just in case you might need it for something or whatever. Like I'm gonna start collecting a lot more of these nano breezes and regular repti breezes pretty soon. Because they say we're about to have that Abroni episode next Sunday, so I've already been thinking about them and thinking about how I can keep them. You know that dude, Gecko Culture.
yes.
Yeah. So what he does, he gets Repti Breezes, he gets Polywall, custom Polywall to each side. So now you got three solid sides, and then but you have to still have to met the screen part up front and the top, so you still get airflow going through. But I can still maintain a little bit of humidity. and because of course I'll still have to spray more, I won't get it fucking everywhere. That's one of my biggest things. Like if I get a screen cage, how the fuck do I spray this shit? Water going there all the fucking places, right?
Trust me, I
So
deal with
yeah, so that's my thinking on that one, and just put either probably have a big fan in there for so airflow all in the room, and then buy a much larger humidifier so the room stays between like 60 to 70% humidity.
Yo, Jay, being that it's so hot out there, you ever try just keeping a 5-gallon bucket of water in the room?
No, I've heard about that. Like,
I do it. It works. Like on hot days, I don't run the humidifier at all. I keep a
yeah,
two buckets, 5-gallon buckets of water in here. That I mean, they're distilled and dechlorinated now. I use them for watering some of the plants and shit. But I'll always
yeah,
top them off with rainwater from outside, which has nothing to do with the humidity. But if it's hot enough, yo, you walk in here, you feel like you're in a sauna, dude. My walls sweat.
yeah,
The
yeah,
walls drip water. I'm wiping walls now.
yeah. Because what you call it? I was listening. Well, this podcast, like, so Joe Hupp, he would get one of those big old like 30-gallon trash cans, fill it up with warm water, put one of those box fans on top of it, all goes up, and it stays pretty humid in there. I also got kids, so I can't have a big ass trash because they stay in that room. Yeah, yeah. My kids like like all my new cows and shit. The kids sleep in that room because I got like an extra bed in there for them and everything. So
How
they
do
get
they
the
like?
new cow. It's hit or miss with them, right? No, if I entice like my youngest, I'm like, hey man, yo, if you help me sell, I'll go ahead and I'll slide you some money. And I was like, so if you're down with it, yeah, let's do this. But then I told him, I was like, well, you got to study up on your geckos. And that's where I kind of start losing them.
Well,
They just want
that's
the money.
you teach him how to read, right? You got all them books. You could teach him, not that he doesn't know how to read, but like you could work on reading, studying. I mean, you could turn geckos into a whole life experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could absorb a lot of different skill sets from just having a hobby like this.
yeah. Like I said, my youngest, he likes plants and shit. So he actually helped me. I said I had an extra 40-gallon and we had like 3 leopard geckos. And he helped me make like a bioactive. We did an attempt at a bioactive leopard gecko thing.
That's all.
He helped me pick all the plants out, set them everywhere, and then set up the tank. I was like,
That's all.
it was all succulents and aloes and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
lasted for like 3 or 4 months, but it was just I was like,
Our thing, what we got going on with these lizards, yo, but there's probably 10 times as much money in the plant hobby, bro.
oh yeah,
Facts.
like homeboy Kerbo, like he sells clippings. He makes money off that.
I seen an orchid the other day. It was on one of these things on here, sold at auction for like $196,000 for a fucking orchid. For an
Yep,
orchid, you could keep
yep.
that.
Yeah, we
Take a
got
picture.
so we got this so we have a reptile shop out here, right? Called A&E Herbs. The owner owns that. He has 2 locations of that reptile shop, and he owns a plant shop. So yeah, he dipping. He pretty much double, triple dipping, whatever you want to call it. So and then he'll bend using both of those, the plant bodega and the A&E Herbs. So he has these big ass tables just full of everything. But yeah, so he gets all his plants, and so that's like for reptile people, that's cool because then you could go there, you could talk to them because they're about reptiles as well. So you go, hey, what kind of plants would you suggest? And it's
That's
pretty good
cool.
though.
They go
Yeah.
together real well, man.
Mm-hmm.
Real well.
Yeah.
They're
So,
my wife got me into the plants, man. She don't mess with the plants that much anymore, but my wife got a green thumb. She could grow anything from a fucking leaf should turn into a damn full grown plant, man. But
yeah.
I they make, again, like you said, it's like, I don't know if it's called double dipping, but they make everything better, right? If you got reptiles
Yeah.
and plants,
Boost the
it's
oxygen, boost the humidity.
man.
It's that's mental stimulating when the
Absolutely.
plant grows and it starts growing in a certain direction, then the next it changes to another direction. And they're like, hold on, that wasn't there before. now I'm like kind of interested in this now. So what's going on? So
Absolutely. I got plants like in some of the terrariums. Well, I mean, all the terrariums got plants, but like you can tell that the geckos, like they'll go to a certain spot every day. Now I run the UVB for 18 hours a day or whatever else, 16 hours a day. They don't always want to be in it. They go in it and then they go out of it. They come in and out of it. They always go to specific leaves. They know what casts a shadow. I got some bromeliad there. I got one Chihuahua that he's literally got his spot on this branch under the. If that piece of the bromeliad wasn't there, I don't know if he'd know what to do with himself. Like, comical. They work with the symbiotic. Is that the word? Symbiotic. They work very well together. And
I started playing with lights. I started playing with lights, seeing what's going on. Like so, my male Stropharis. So I want to say, I was like, do you really like this heat or just like this area? So I started playing with lights, moving lights around. So I moved the heat to the front, moved the UVB to the back, see what's going on. And nope, he just likes the heat because now he's over by the heat. I was like, all right, cool. So we know what you're doing. Because I've been like, dude, why are you not? You're never under your UVB at all. Like most of the day, he's always in the back. So I was like, all right. So I was just trying to get him some little bit of UVB. Like it's like, dude, I don't need you getting no NBD on me just because you don't want to go under it. Like maybe when I'm not here, he might go under it. But you always think about that stuff. Like, man, you're always over here. Have you even thought about going to the UVB? It's like I'm sure they do, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, let's try to play with this shit real quick, see if it works. But,
you're using 5%. You're using shade dwellers
for my Stropharis. No,
right?
Yeah, 12%. Yeah, so 12 and like usually between 14 to 12%. They get theirs, and I noticed like the female that I did have, she would always like bask under the UVB when it was the linear bulb. Like I said, when it was the regular in one little area, she wouldn't go to it. But I think she just wanted a bigger light, bigger area, whatever. Once I made that switch, she was over there all the time. So she liked the UVB, but I think that was more for her eggs or something. I don't know. Maybe help with the calcification.
I'd love to see how they actually, because they say there's a distance, right? Like a distance that the light shine. I would just like to see, like with some, like if I could put glasses on and see exactly where the UV covers in a tank.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah. I mean, I guess that would be. You can still use your UVB meter for that, kind of measure it on all those wavelengths.
Do you know a white T-shirt only has a US ever of like 10%? You can still get sunburn under a white T-shirt through a T-shirt.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
They do a lot of that fishing stuff. The fishing shirts, like all the Hawk or all the fishing companies will have like USP, whatever the fucking abbreviation is.
Yeah.
So it got me thinking. I'm looking one day like, damn, what is this? Or why would it be this? What makes it this? And then I stumbled across an article that was saying that a standard white T-shirt only has a protection of 10. So I'm like, damn, all right. So that goes up. Just my point is that it's ultraviolet light that burns us, when you catch a tan. So I'm curious with the lizard, how much UV actually penetrates or bounces around, and how much actually gets. I got a hunch, even like when your lizards are hiding, they're still getting some sort of UV.
Yeah.
If the light is there, if the light is enough to shine on them, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like not just like shine directly on them, but if the light is there enough to lighten up the enclosure, I bet they're still getting some sort of UV exposure.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it at all. But what was I about to say?
What else pick up? You pick new since we talked last? Do you grab anything new? Anything new come in?
I said I might be having something coming in next week. It just depends on the temperatures. Like I said, I got something from Richie coming through. Oh, I paid off what I needed to pay off for Richie for that Chihuahua. So it's supposed to be a female. So
this week too, man. I pulled the box out. Just got to get the shipping situated and get the fucking box out there. I want these fuckers out here, man. They're going to Arizona, man.
You need to make some space.
I legitimately do, man. I had like 4 hatched today and whatever. But how are them little jokers doing? You got the what are the
Inaritas?
No, the
Cerdactyls? Yeah. No, they're good. Like I said, they chilling. Like I said, every other night or so, males chirping. Like he's ready to go, but I was like, no, y'all gonna wait until like January after once they get cooled down, and I'll start looking at pairing them up.
How
Like
well
I think they're
did you weigh them? Did you weigh them when you
no,
got them?
no,
They were babies, right? They were still juveniles.
no, they're like subadult.
Oh, they
Yeah,
were. I thought babies.
no, they're like subadult because you
All right,
like about 18 months they're pretty much sexually mature, but so they'll hit their 18 months pretty quickly because I
those are
think I
cool.
got them. Yeah. Like I said, there's 300 plus species of Cerdodactylus. So I was like, yeah, we're about to ride this fucking train out for real. Like I said, I'll have some coming from the UK in September.
But
Yeah.
that'd be a cool goal for you, man. That'd be a game changer if you set up a mission, like a public mission, to collect every species of Cerdactylus, dude. That'd be fucking insane.
Man, bro, I don't know if I could do that.
I
That's
don't know
at
if
minimum 600 geckos getting
who
a
in the world
pair.
of every species.
Yeah, and then I mean they're still discovering because they literally discovered
Hey,
as
we saw.
little as 2 years ago.
Oh, they did one.
Yeah,
I
and
seen.
literally it was like a gecko jumped on the dude's backpack and they found it. And they're like, hold on, this is different from the ones we found. Boom, another one. So they did all their science work, did all that stuff. 2 years later, here's your paper.
That's crazy. That'd be something,
Yeah.
man. Life goal right there. Versus write up a paper, write up a what's it called? Not a dissertation. What would it be called when you're describing a new species? Is there a name
Oh,
for that?
fuck. I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know. I usually pull up PDFs of all these articles. That's all I literally like all this week. That's all I've been doing is pulling PDFs of articles on any atlas, just so I can look where the range where they're at. What's the habitat looking like over there?
You print them
If
out and put
you
them in.
yeah, not yet. I got them saved to my computer right now, and I'll print them out probably like Monday morning. I got like probably like man, I printed out like 6 or 7 of them,
You
just
should
different ones.
bring that to the show. Leave it on your table. A book
Yeah,
of species,
yeah,
something like that for people to check out. That'd
yeah,
be cool.
definitely. Yeah.
Is there Pterodactylus books out there? I've seen a bunch of people this week. Two different people both came out with Crested Gecko books. Bullshit, Crested Gecko Care, whatever books, and they like
Like on Amazon or some shit.
no, I seen it on Instagram. Yeah, they're selling them on Amazon.
Yeah,
Put together like little books about the species.
yeah, yeah.
I don't is it or isn't a whole book dedicated to Cerdactylus, but it wouldn't take
No,
anybody action like yours to put it together.
yeah,
You grab a
yeah,
bunch of people to breed them, you collaborate, and you just do the work. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. The only thing I found was it was a book called The Lizards of India, and it had like all the pterodactyls in there. But all it did was give range, how did they discover it, like how many pores are on there, things like that. It didn't really say go in depth on this is how you do it, this is how you take care of it, or anything like that. But
did you
no,
learn
like
anything?
yeah, oh yeah, that's where I found out where. So this I found out where the nebulosas were. So I was like, all right, cool. So then went on to computer, looked up in India at the specific spot. All right, what are my temps over there? And then I was like, I went on YouTube because there's this photographer that does a lot of these expeditions, and he's doing like little photography in the jungle or whatever, or in the forest. So then I'm looking at the layouts of all that stuff, seeing what kind of plants, what's the ground look like, what's the trees look like, roots coming up, all that kind of stuff. And that's helping me give me ideas. So when I get the enclosure built, I can go ahead and try to replicate that.
That's what's up, man.
Oh boy, Jake, they got published for their Japanese cave gecko.
I
They got
didn't.
yeah, so he got a reptile in a magazine. I don't know which magazine it was, but he posted on his IG. But they posted his article on there
That's cool
for
shit.
yeah,
That's cool. There should be more of that, man. There should
yeah,
be
definitely.
more saying that every Tom, Dick, or Harry should be able to write up their opinion on paper and get it published. But there's guys out here that do some serious studying, man, some serious research, like some serious
Yeah,
research to help the hobby and keepers and everything and whatnot. There should be someone to link that bridge, or then people that have the publishing company should be reaching out to the people with the information and trying to sort this stuff out.
Yeah,
It'd
definitely.
be nice to have more literature, more books on the topics. I mean, I'm old school. I love books. I love getting my hand on a book and flipping a page.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
totally
So I
through a
got a
phone.
few of them.
It's
Every
nothing like
once in a while, yeah, every once in a while I'll pick them up, see what's going on. Like I said, I was reading that Gecko Fauna of the USSR.
mm,
I was like, I don't plan on keeping anything from over there, but I mean, it's just always good to read.
hell yeah, it is. What have you read
I
about
said,
these? And you reading up on these Abronia for next week or what?
yeah, I said I've been reading up on Ambronias, tubing them, trying to figure things out. Like I said it's more of a selfish episode for me, just because uh, my homeboy Thomas, like he live in Tucson, right? So that's only a few hours for me. It's more, all right, you're keeping them here. How are you doing it? How are you being successful with it?
You seen
Uh,
David put a video out yesterday, right?
yeah. About the lithocellas. Yeah.
So what makes them I thought there are different fucking species, right? Like it's not just a different
Yeah.
color, a different name.
No. So you like the most popular species in the US are like Gramidia, Lithochilla, some like I've seen some people have Tenacata, I think it's called Tenacata, I can't remember. Um and then you have a couple people that have some different ones like Oxteca
What's
and
they're like a bright green.
no, they're the bright green ones are Graminias.
Those are dope, man. They're
Yeah, with the
dope.
bright green with kind of like the yellowish eyes and horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got like Lithochilla or like they have like these blue, like almost blue cues to them with like red lips. Um, you'll have what else? Then you have some that are like even calico.
That's
It's
what
pretty
David was.
wild. Yeah, so you got calico. Then the one that I was showing you, I think it was last week, where they have it was like calico or even almost look confetti like, right? Where they had like it was like red, black, blue, all kinds of colors. Like it was crazy. Yeah, no, like I said, I literally just put on my weather app for I think it was like Guatemala or something, uh, seeing what their weather was like over there because I know the ones that Wholesome Herbs have, I believe, are no, I think actually Perfect Q has the ones from Guatemala. So I just wanted to look up and kind of see what what the weather looks like over there, right? And like see what kind of major drops they have.
Got these geckos trying to do the nasty behind me over here.
There you go.
Damn.
Get some eggs, man. Shit.
They're savages, man.
Yeah. I said both mine look like they're ready to pop pretty soon.
Yeah, which ones?
The Chihuahuas, they look like they're about to drop another. Both of them about to look like they're about to drop clutches pretty soon.
Can't wait, man. I can't wait.
And it said these eggs should be hatching. Well, the Chihuahua eggs should hatch out. I think probably the beginning of June, and then these Stropharis eggs should be hatching out. I think next weekend. That'll be like around day 50, 55, something like that.
You seen Kyle popped a couple of those what are the knobtails? What's the
Yeah, the
scientific?
Willerai,
What's the other name though? What's the whole name?
Neferis, Willerai, Cinctus.
The first, yeah, the first. Yeah, they're cool, man. They really
Yeah, yeah. And they started to get that popularity back again. I'm happy.
I'm done in the streets, man. I can't get nothing else, man. My wife ain't having it. Unless I already got, like, I'm not even trying my luck, man. I'm not even.
Yeah.
I see all types of cool shit, man. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. Every time I go on Instagram to see another type of reptile, I'm like, yo.
Yep. And
Oh,
now, like the no, the girl I'm talking to, she's an enabler. She's like, get it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna like this problem though. Because I was showing her some your latest the Sakurai, Sakura, how it was just the cork bark, and it was like literally, I was like, can you see it? She's like, see what? I was like, right there. She's like, oh shit. It's like I think I might get one of those. Yeah, you should. I was like,
I'd be
I
really
was like,
jealous. I'd be real jealous. If I was
yeah,
gonna bring it into this house, that's exactly. I mean, I want a lot of things, but if I ever tried my luck, it'd be them that I try my luck with. Them fucking Europlatises, man. So
Yeah,
dope.
they'll definitely get on my list too. Or I mean, I'll definitely get them pretty soon.
I
Like
get
I
nervous.
think I can.
I hear a lot of bad shit about getting wild caught ones though. Like they don't fare well. They
No,
don't.
I mean they're stressed the fuck out. Their parasite loads are ridiculous. So unless like the person that you get them from has already did all that work for you, well, you're probably gonna end up with a dead gecko pretty soon.
What do they call that? Established? Like what would they call that? Like someone that got
Long-term captive (LTC). Yeah, so if you see LTC around it, it's like, all right, how long have you been keeping it? It's like usually they keep them for like a year or so. Uh, like the good people will go ahead and do all the vet stuff, get that stuff knocked out if it's needed. Make sure they're hydrated because they come in just so dehydrated because they haven't eaten or drinking anything for who knows how long. And that's like always the first thing you like when people say something like or when people like get wild caught stuff. That's the first thing you should be doing is hydrating the hell out of
yeah.
them.
My wife's something.
Yeah, but that's what they should be doing. But not everybody does it.
That's cool.
But
See,
yeah,
I'd be tight. Like I said, I haven't lost anything, and I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not trying to sound smug, but I ain't never lost nothing due to disease or sickness or anything. I've had
yeah,
animals that I felt like were on their way down, so I got them to people that I felt were like better off handling it. But that'll bruise my ego, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if I get some
yeah,
shit, I
yeah.
gotta wake up dead. I'll
It
be
makes you
tight.
rethink everything.
Yeah, man. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying.
definitely does. Trust me. I'm
Hey,
always rethinking. Like I said, when my female passed, I'm like, fuck, what did I do? It's like what could have I done to help her out or whatever. But
yeah, that shit. That's
like I
my
said,
ego, bro. Like I really,
yeah,
I just would hate
yeah,
it. You know what I'm saying? That's like $500, $600, $700, $1,000 down the drain.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
first
Right.
thing, I don't got a gecko in this joint that cost me less than a fucking grand, man. Like that'll fuck me up, man. Losing something, man. Like I'm not. I got a couple. They're like 700. Yeah, I got a couple. But you get the point. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just, that's a hard loss. You ain't putting no insurance on one of them jokers, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, you live and you learn. So
Then
hopefully,
you
I mean,
about
I think,
poor and get rid of them all.
yeah,
Uh,
no, yeah, that ain't happening. But no, I think it's more about making sure you're buying from a reputable breeder, shit like that. Because I mean, if they can't give you answers that you want, then it's probably, and I learned from that one. Like, if you can't give me the answers I need, I'm not gonna buy from you. Like, who did you get these geckos from? And if you can't say who they are, then you know what? That's probably my first red flag right there. Like, all right, no, we're not gonna do business.
Would you suggest buying something like that from your professional point of view and opinion? If you were someone that was going to a show and you were going to buy a species that's typically sold as wild caught, would you be hesitant as a buyer at a reptile show to buy something? Like, say the Sakurai. Would you be nervous to go to a reptile show and buy a Sakurai that someone has in a deli cup? Would you be comfortable buying?
Mm, I would say it depends on who that breeder is. If you know that breeder's a flipper, hell no, we ain't touching that person. Because I mean that's their job. They're just flippers. Like you have really good ones, but then you have a lot more shittier ones, right? You got people that do, when they get wild caught stuff in, they do it properly. Like what's his name? He's out of California, but he DM Exotics. There you go. So DM Exotics, right? Dan Mallory.
Well,
Yeah, Big Swole, right? Yeah. So he has his own facilities over in Malaysia and everything. So he looks at everything and he comes back, he gets all the stuff in, he does everything he has to do. I've seen him at shows. So I would buy some from him, definitely. But if I don't really know you and the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look you up. Oh, that's the first thing I'm doing if I go to a show. I'm looking you up, see who you are. All right, you got any ratings? Are you on these FBI's? Are you on? No, I'm gonna talk to all my people. Like, hey, do you know this person? No, have you ever bought anything from him? No, I'm gonna do my investigation. Because I mean, I don't really buy animals at shows. just because I mean, most shows are not meant for the breeders, right? Those are meant for the general public. So you're not selling those high
Right.
quality breeders and everything like that at shows. You're generally buying the stuff that you couldn't sell, right?
Shit. The only gecko I got in this room got well over 200 that I bought from a show was one Chihuahua that I bought at Flora Fauna from Gekana Days. And I love him.
Yeah.
You know, the dude is
Yeah, yeah.
fire. The
Yeah.
dude is
And
fire.
Gigana Days is a reputable breeder too, though.
They
So,
are, yeah.
you know,
Kyle's a dude, man.
yeah.
He's a cool guy. He
Like
didn't have to,
I
he gave me a steal too, and he didn't have to, man.
yeah.
He really looked out, man. You know, it was the last minute. I mean, people were packing the tables up, and I was looking for the whole day. I only went for one day, and I'm looking the whole day, and I'm narrowing it down, and the price was like, I don't know, $1,000, bro, like $1,000. I think I paid like 600. 600.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, and that's part of work being at the shows too. You can kind of negotiate with them.
it was
That's the
literally all
worst
the money.
thing.
You know, so he was like, "What do you got?" And I'm like, "I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, this is what I got." He was like, "Well, this is what I got," and he put together what it was. You know, the options I had, and the one I was eyeballing all day was there. You know, so it
Yeah.
was.
No. And the worst thing a person can say is no, right?
Yeah,
That's all you
yeah.
gotta do is ask.
I respect. I feel I'm a huge, as disrespectful as I could be, and I promise you, I could be one of the most disrespectful motherfuckers on this planet. I give respect first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I give the utmost respect, and I feel like everybody that does this is entitled to the same level of respect back. But if you want to be disrespectful, then I'm gonna be more disrespectful than you. You know.
Oh yeah.
But to that type of stuff, I just feel like it's disrespectful for me to ask for a deal because I respect what you do. You know, I
Yeah.
appreciate a deal. I appreciate an offer. I would give an offer. I would give a deal to somebody if I wanted the right person to have the right animal. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want you to link up. But I understand what it's like to work. I understand what it's like to have a passion. And I feel like me being like, hey, I give you, things $1,000. I got 700. Like that's mad disrespectful. I'm not about to just disrespect somebody for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna disrespect nobody, man. Like so I won't ask. I just keep it
Yeah.
moving. Unfortunately,
It's all on person.
I
I
guess
don't. Like I said,
that's
I'm
true.
like you. I really don't ask for like discounts or whatever. I mean, if it's online and I'm chatting them up and we cool, I'm like, hey, what would you do for me? So usually, especially if I'm a repeat customer too, that's
Well,
when like say, Richie, he hooks me up with good deals. So, he always hooks me up and I'm like, hey, what do you want for that? All right, man, for you, I can do it for like this much. All right, bet. I know I'm getting a good deal because I'll go on Morph Market and be looking like boom, 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 boom. All right. Well, look, comparing and contrasting, I know I'm getting a good deal.
if I didn't buy that Chihuahua from Kyle at Gekana Days, Richie's would have the other one on the table that I wanted. He had this crazy ass man. This lychee was the color orange of my shirt, bro. This shit
Yeah.
was fire, man. But to make a long story short, I didn't get that one. But he's a good businessman.
Oh yeah.
He looks out for people.
He's
I
a
don't
good
even know
dude.
experience, but I follow him. I read all his shit. I read all the comments on people's shit. Like he's always trying to help someone get an animal to better a project. He's always trying, even like Boris, man. I don't know, Richie's always trying to help people, man. He's always trying to help you get ahead. It's not always
Yeah.
about him. Man. He's trying to see the hobby grow. He's good people.
Oh
Good,
yeah.
good dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good businessman.
I say he works with some fire stuff, dude. Like I sent you that one that he was doing for it was a 1.2 or 1.3. It was like 1600. I was like, man.
Got the eye too. He knows what's hot. He got
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good business.
Because I was talking to him about, I was like, because I mean, eventually I'm gonna start getting into some micro geckos too. And I was like, dude, do you work with these? I showed him a picture. He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be talking to you in the fall because I was like, I want to start working with some of those. Just diverse myself, and it's an easy, well, not easy, but I think having those micro geckos in a really dope setup that doesn't have to be huge could be a good seller for people. And it's
Well,
not
shit,
you don't.
elaborate. Now the cat's out of the bag. Tell us what are you getting, kid?
Oh, it was like a Spirodactylus, something. It's like I think it's like the ashy reef gecko. I can't remember. It's white and black, just rings going down the entire from the face to the tail. They look pretty dope. I like them. And they weren't crazy expensive, but I was like thinking like, all right, yeah, you don't need crazy, you don't need a big enclosure, which can be a big sellable person, but you can also make it a really dope bioactive joint as well. So I was like, maybe this could be something. Like I was like, like I said, I already got some really small geckos already, so might as well, maybe keep that rolling with something like that.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome. It's exciting. I love when I see, one beautiful thing about this hobby. I mean, at least for me, I have probably a different passion than other people, but I get a kick out of seeing people that I follow or talk to or like or am friends with that get new shit. I get excited for them, man. I'm like,
oh
yo,
for
hell
sure.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got
Every
that.
time I see Gecko Lando shit, I'm like, God damn, that shit is
Right?
dope.
Right?
Every time. He got those leaf tails. I was like, holy shit.
Happen with someone cool, get some cool shit, man. Like,
I tell you, I told like that boy name would be Bankroll Lando. Because
yeah,
that boy be
right.
real.
We should ask him to come on, man. I talk. I never. Oh yeah. See, I
Yeah,
never taught this. I always talk to the kid. He's always doing
yeah.
something cool. And,
Yeah. I
he's
talked to him. I was like, hey, I mean, you want to get on? He's like, yeah. I was like, for sure. Like, after the season's up, you get all your stuff, and then we can start kind of going over how you got to that process and everything like that. He's like, all right, for sure. So we'll
does
probably hit
he
him up
show?
like, what happened?
Does he vend shows?
I don't think so. Unless he does it with that reptile store, the basking spot. Because I
Where's he
think
from?
he's Cali.
Where the fuck is that? Galley. I thought you said Galley. I'm like, where the fuck? Galley.
No, no, yeah, no, he's in California.
Damn, gecko. All the good gecko breeders are scattered, huh? They're everywhere.
Most of the serious gecko people are like Midwest
Yeah.
because you got like Ghana Days. You got I said who is it like
That's where limited edition, I think limited edition geckos is from out there.
yeah
A limited
yeah
edition, he makes
because
shit.
they
Yeah.
all go to all the like the serious gecko ones go to like that Tinley and like Schaumburg and all them because they're all really close to there. Okay, and then you have like the other people like on all the way East Coast and all the way West Coast are like they're not crazy and deep into it, but they like I mean, so they run with like the industry shit, and then like you got some of the people like in the Midwest that kind of work with like the non-industry stuff, like the
Here, Troy's geckos. Troy's geckos?
yeah he's in New York, right?
Yeah, right near me. It's like right. He lives in
Yeah,
Pound.
he makes some fire stuff too.
Sure as hell does, man. I mean, my perception. I don't know if perception's the right word, but I've acquired a certain taste for Chihuahuas.
Hmm.
So that kind of separates what some people would like versus what I think is better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he makes what most people would probably think are top two, if not one of the best Chihuahua breeders in the world, right? Like he makes white geckos like that. I prefer
I like his orange.
limited edition. I like
Yeah,
those mixes of colors with swirls of white. I like the real cryptic pattern. He's kind of going for this all white out
yeah,
shit. He's
I think I mean most of your top ones do right, but
yeah,
you got these like I said like Chihuahua Chamber like that's my top one right there, and he makes some fire oranges. On his website, right? Because he just updated it. And like I said, he was one of the pairings were like an 80-gram male with a 100-gram female. You're hoping to get a really big Chihuahua. So I was like,
yeah,
that's up Anthony's
yeah,
thing right there.
fucking
But you just
buying a
gotta
baby.
wait for it to grow.
I'm
Yeah, it's just
out
what no.
baby thing, man. If I get a baby, it'll wind up being another girl. Like I would buy it
Um,
if I had a male. He could guarantee me a male to be that big. I'd have no choice. I'd have no
yeah,
choice.
and it was only like I think it was like $400.
Yeah, see, that ain't shit, man. That's
Yeah, that was cheap. I was like, man, but I was like, yeah, no, I don't need any more Chihuahuas right now.
just be a
Like,
shame to wind up being something I could have used. That's my problem now. Is I got a lot of fire geckos, but I just don't feel like they would make. I'm not about just putting them together because this is a boy and this is a girl. Like I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah,
people
yeah.
do that, bashing them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking
Plenty of
people,
people do that.
but I feel like when I'm pairing my Chihuahuas, I want to get the most similar traits as possible to enhance the said traits to make them better. So if
Yeah.
I got the pinks or I got the green collars, I like to keep them together.
Hmm.
Even though I probably got a better gecko, I just don't think with this gecko you would make better geckos. Like I need to
Yeah.
consolidate those traits to improve them traits, if that makes any type of sense.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's what I'm doing with mine right now. Like I have the one with the partial white collar, but now I have this one that's really, really dark. So I'm hoping that I could get that white collar onto a really dark gecko. That's the whole thing right there. And then once I create that really dark gecko with the white collar, next thing I'm gonna try to find is a really orange, like a dark base with orange, so I can put those together. Because like I said, I want to make it, black and orange Chihuahua, maybe with a white collar.
Brother, I'm
That's
right there.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with that pairing right there. Then I have my other pairing. They're high pink, and green. So that's pretty much that. That's what they are. Like this next pair that I'm gonna be having, they literally have double stripes going down the back, connecting to their tail. So the female that I'm getting from Richie does that. So those two will be going together. He said
You got,
it's gonna be
you
a
got.
female.
I got a solo male. I don't know what to do with it. Got them damn stripes going right down his fucking back.
I got a male right now that's like that. So
Yeah,
the one I'm getting for Richie is supposed to be a female. So those two will go together once they're ready to go, which will
that's
probably
what
be like another 2 years or something like that. And then like I
takes a long
said,
time. Who was boy?
fuck
I tell you,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's
I'm
why I got
counting
because
down years and years for
yeah,
these fucking get ready to breed.
yeah. I
I
say
don't
that's
breed,
I still
man.
always have things going. Everything's breeding. Like my Stropharis, that's only a couple years. Cerdaclus, a couple years. So I'll have plenty of going, plenty of stuff, breeding and getting eggs while Chihuahuas grow up.
Facts. How old is this Chihuahua you're getting? Is it on Richie's website? Can you pull up a picture and show everybody?
I don't know, because he had it on his stories, so it wouldn't be on there anymore. Yeah, and he took it off of Morph Market already. I was like, I sent you the picture. I think I sent you the picture.
Now
Or
I want people to see what we're talking about. So
well, I'll
working
bust
with that.
if
Rainy days is working with the swirls. You're not some,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they're like thinker projects. And I always wondered, like I guess I don't have the money to go out and just go hand pick and buy 20 more Chihuahuas to build projects around. But
yeah.
it'd be someone was, and they were like, "Oh, this one has these traits. I need to look for one with these traits." I didn't. I fucked up. I just bought 20 something of these motherfuckers as babies
Yeah.
randomly. I'd see one I liked and I was like, love it, send it, love it, send it. Another COVID check, run it, send it. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
just playing these motherfuckers left and right, not
yeah,
knowing what they would grow up to be like. I didn't think of it because
yeah,
I wasn't ever really, I guess, planning on breeding them. I just love Chihuahuas. I was like, yo, that's the
yeah.
coolest got
No,
going to work.
yeah. And I
But
think as breeders that we start honing our focus in, right? Like, no, when you're not new, but you just have reptiles. You start collecting, collecting, collecting. But now, as we're doing this, older we get, right? We're trying to hone in our focus on what do we want to make or what do we like and stuff
and,
like that. So that's why I'm selling that proven breeder male that I got of was it the Stropharis ciliaris, right? Because I want to make darker ones. He's not going to produce any dark ones. He's really he's almost salmon color, right? And I have a female, but I have another male. The
that's what
male's
spike.
dark. Yeah, the ones with the spiky tails. I have a male that's still young, super dark, ridiculous, black as hell dark, right? And then when he fires down, he's almost white. So it's crazy, like the contrast to that. So that's why I got that female from Kyle, really dark female. So because I want to make more darker Stropharis ciliaris. So that's
You
why
see the
I'm
one
like,
Geklando posted today? It was kind of like a
yeah,
burnt reddish
yeah, yeah,
brick
yeah. And
color.
that's the same shit, right? Like, no, so he's probably going to be trying to look for females that have that same trait of having those same colors. So he can
All
start
right.
producing even more and making it more saturated.
Word.
make that color more saturated. So that's what I mean. I guess as breeders, that's what we should be doing. Is, honing our focuses in.
And with the crested geckos, right? Like with the crested geckos, you're actually breeding genes and traits. Like it's a
Yeah,
known trait. So it really doesn't matter what it looks like if you know it has the trait. These other
yeah,
species, a different ball game. It's not that fucking simple. It ain't
yeah,
nothing like. It drives me nuts when people are like, oh, just like crested geckos. It ain't nothing like fucking crested geckos. Breeding chihuahuas or lychees, this shit ain't maybe like incubating the eggs and housing the geckos, but as far as pairing them, yo, not the fucking same. Not the fucking same. You literally have to look and take those visual characteristics and pair them to other
yeah.
visual characteristics. I guess unless you have known said lineage, then I guess, but it's not the same, man. It's a crested gecko shit is so easy. I still get thrown for loops left and right, trust me. But there's just there's more genes. There's more
Yeah, yeah.
known actual genes. Like you could those things with the lines on them, like the chewy you got with the lines. Did the parents have the lines on them? Mine didn't. I got the one with the lines down his back. Neither the parents or the grandfather, which I know have
Yeah.
pictures full of them, not a single fucking one of them has these dual lines down his back with a blank middle. None of them.
Yeah.
So where does it come from? What is it? Is it just a visual look? I don't even know I don't even know. I don't know. I'm so confused with these breeding the Chihuahuas, bro. Like so confused. It's all an experiment. I mean,
Pretty much.
God,
I'm just roll with what starts working. I mean that's what most of them do. All right, this one produces. We got these two white collars. Cool. They produce. Gave us more white, even more whiter collars. So keep doing that. Produce. Put that one to another one. Start getting more and more, and then they should know that that white collar starts turning to white shoulder, white back. Now it's just a white gecko, right?
well, how do you explain? And I don't know where I saw it, and I've seen it many a times. I'll try to send you a copy later. But I've seen some of the sickest white collar geckos, bro. Yo, they come from geckos with no fucking collar, and I can't wrap my head around it. Jay, I mean these things
Maybe
green
they
collar,
just right.
green this shit like peach collars, like they have a
Yeah,
regular collar, but it's not white. These motherfuckers are making geckos with white backs, like the boom, boom, boom,
yeah.
white hip.
I mean, and it could just be from like let's say their parents or something like something else, right?
Yeah,
But
to be lit.
or yeah, just lineage because or the genetics from where their parents came from. Like
It's in there.
and that's just like Michael said. He's like, you of course most people can't afford a $10,000 gecko, but you can afford this six, seven, $800 gecko that came from those parents, but it's not as have a white collar as this one, but it has that same genetics to go ahead and do that. So
Yeah.
you got to, and that's where people start. That's where I started.
But see, that could be, I'm not saying that Mike's wrong. God knows Mike's a fucking mad scientist himself. But it could be hit or miss. Because in the
Yeah,
crested
yeah,
gecko,
yeah.
when you breed a lily, like say you breed two geckos, you get a clutch of lily, a lily clutch. One comes out with the lily gene, the other one don't. Like, so if you were to sit there and think like, oh, well, I'm not going to spend 1,000 on the lily, but I'll get this one, and
And
it's
it's
in,
het for Lily, right?
it is not.
Okay.
So it's that's exactly my point. It's
Oh
kind of
fuck. Okay, never mind.
yeah. No, you cannot have a het lily. It means it's
Here, like so. I mean, but that's a morph though, right?
there's a name for it. It's a something single dominant some shit where you have to have an actual
Oh, so like
visual
a
to make
I
a
don't know.
visual. You
Okay.
have to have a
No.
visual to make a visual. There's a name
Oh,
for it.
okay.
I don't know the scientific shit. You know me, man. I'm
But
like,
with the Xanthics and cappuccinos, all that, you can have hits of those though. Because I've heard people say it's going to be het Xanthic or het cappuccino.
for sure. Het Xanthic,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I don't know
Yeah.
about cappuccino, so I can't say. But I'm
Yeah.
not saying no. I'm not saying
I
that.
mean, the person that I got these crusties from, he thinks his dad was het cappuccino or some shit, right? He's trying to prove it out. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't really care because I'm selling for like 50
I don't know.
bucks.
I feel like I feel like I have them in my collection, right? Like
Yeah.
I trade, been on fetal, and I look at all of these cappuccinos, and then I look at my collection and I notice these little nuances, these little things where I'm like, yo, mine are having this, like these double dashes and sets of dashes on the tail, where I'm looking at a gecko where some people say those are just markers for empty back. And I'm telling you that I know these geckos ain't coming from no empty back lineage whatsoever. But I can't tell you that they don't come from cappuccino. I don't know that they're not cappuccino. So I asked a few people that I really do trust, and they say that they're not caps, but the markers on the tail are undistinguishable. They're totally unnatural. They're not like anything from anything else. Like they're in the same spot on one of, from this particular pair, they're on at least one of every fucking clutch that hatches. Like I got to figure out what these fucking things are, man. But they're these two dashes that are in equal size and equal width right at the top of the tail. It's hard to explain. I'll show you pictures later. I'm going to send a couple to you to have them. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I got to hope that it's something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not empty back. You know, it's not. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying
mean,
that it's for empty
how's that?
back as well, but the geckos that I have that have it clearly don't even have the littlest sign of being het EB.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't even tell you anything about any of that stuff, really. Like I said, I stayed away from morph, like having morphs of anything. Just, I was like, well, honestly, I don't really, I like wild types, right? So that's where that's my kind of, my wheelhouse right there is just wild types. Like
really,
doing, making the pundit squares and trying to figure this shit out. I was like, it ain't worth my time. It honestly ain't. That's why like I said, I had leopard geckos, didn't know what the hell they were. So I was like, all right, no, we're not going to do this because people are going to ask me, what is this? Don't feel like trying to do this. So anything that pretty much has morphs, I generally stay away from. It's not my thing.
you know, if it
Like,
wasn't, I hate to say it because I don't want to sound like I'm bashing any one community or anything like that, but if it weren't for the Chihuahuas taking so long to age, I wouldn't have all these crested geckos, man. I just wanted
yeah.
something to get my hands dirty and
I
learn and
mean,
thing.
we all start somewhere, right? That's all it is. It's that where's your entry point at was. So you started with
There's
New
fun.
Caledonia, you started with the crested geckos, and then
Yeah,
you have Args, you got Chihuahuas, you got Lychees, Iridaculoides. So you just kind of went through that tree, right? No,
oh,
me, kind of like I said, I've had Cresties, I've had Gargoyles. I moved on from the Gargs, moving on. I moved on from the Cresties. I'm stuck on Chihuahuas because that's just what I like. I like those Chihuahuas. They show me signs of intelligence. They show me signs of, nest guarding. They just everything. They bond. So that's
they're
what I
dope.
like. Yeah.
They're
No,
dope. I
it's
know anything
like
about
I
it.
don't ever plan on trying to switch pairs up for anything either. Like who you with is who you with. Unless one of you guys pass, then we'll think about it. But until then, you guys are with who you're going to be with. And they don't mind it. They are like, all right, cool. Unless they start fighting, I'll just separate them, put them in two different tanks, let them chill out, put them back together.
When so when you hatch your chewies, right? Like you keep them together. Do you feel that all the babies come out looking different, or can the same pair make a set of different looks, like crested geckos
You
and
know,
pheno?
look. So my first pair of Chihuahuas, or my first pair, like they were pretty consistent on how they were looking. I'll get like literally it'll be one with a partial collar, the other one with no collar, and they will generally look the same. Like and then like the next clutch would be the same thing. Next clutch is the same thing. I would never get two non-white collars or two white collars. It would always be that, and they would look exactly the same as the other ones. It was pretty weird. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And then, like I said, I got these other ones, so I'm not sure how they're going to turn out because, like I said, these are the first babies from them. So,
Yeah.
kind of letting them grow out and see what they start
See,
looking like.
it's like, what do you do if, like in my case, I do have a lot of options, right? So what happens if they say I keep a pair together for a season and I don't like what they're making and I want to split them up and repair them to try with someone else?
I've done it. Hey, yeah, it like I've heard people doing. I mean, Michael's done it. Just
Oh,
how they say it might throw off your season. That might happen. So you might put her together with another male, and she's not receptive at first, so it might put your season off for that one. That's about it. No,
that's what I'm
but
trying to avoid, bro. I don't want to.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's like I thought that was gonna happen when I moved. That I was gonna throw their entire season off, but literally, I moved in November. She gave me eggs in December, so they were clockwork.
these little dishes, these little ceramic,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
fill
yeah.
out
Little
need,
ramekins.
yeah, for the baby, for my baby crested geckos. They don't knock them shits over. And I got bigger ones, the ramekin that I put the bigger bowls in, the
Yeah,
thing.
like creme brulee and shit.
Fruit fly season over here, man. These motherfuckers are.
Dude, they're everywhere, bro. Like for
Yeah.
real. Like they were in my office. They were in like just outside, just they were all in your face. I'm like, what the fuck is going on this year? Like everybody's seen them. I'm like, what? I thought it was just me, like at my house, my apartment. Just dealing with crickets and shit. Because crickets die, fucking flies just start coming out of them things. I thought it was just that, but no, it's at work. It's all these restaurants, all these places you go, like just fruit flies like flies everywhere. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Speaking of crickets, what type of crickets do you feed? What do you know about what do you know about banded crickets and house crickets?
I don't know much. I mean, it's like whatever they get at the. I think what is it? I think they get their crickets from Josh's Frogs. So
Probably
I think
banded.
those are banded crickets. I only go to like two different places for crickets. One is my usual spot, Beast of Prey, because they get really good small crickets of what I need. Because most people like smalls at most of these reptile shops is like a fucking medium. So I was like, I can't fucking use that because my gecko is only this fucking big. So I need fucking real smalls. And then I go to this other spot that's like down the street from me sometimes because they get pinheads in. And pinheads, you never find pinheads. So whenever I could get them, I get them because the geckos like feel a little bit more secure with a pinhead, especially like the hatchlings.
What were those things we were talking about last time? Remember they were like they were like a weird little bug. I don't remember who was telling us about them, but they looked like they had a bunch of little legs on them. Looked like them bathroom bugs.
Fire brats, fire brats. Yeah, I still haven't got any. I forgot all about them honestly. Like I got the website saved on my computer, and it's just taking that initiative to go ahead and buy some and start producing.
I get my crickets from I order 1,000 a week every week
Yeah.
I order 1,000. But that's what made me bring this up is that they sell house crickets. Now house
Okay.
crickets are harder to keep. They put off more ammonia. They're harder to keep pretty much, but they're a bigger cricket. They have a higher protein content than banded crickets. But that's why I get mine. I get them from Fluker Farms. You know Flukers who makes all that.
Yeah.
You could right on eBay, man, $20, 20
Okay.
22 with tax, sent to your door in 2 days. I ain't never had a dead bug on that one time where the fucking shit got frozen, but they replaced it and they sent it back, and they were fine. But I was curious because I'm just curious. I just want to talk to someone that knows more than I do. I'd like to know what
Yeah,
are
I
the
don't
actual
know too much about crickets.
cricket and the banded crickets.
Yeah.
I've been keeping them in a glass tank. I put them in a fish tank with a screen top, and I feel like they do better in there than they did in this little cricket thing I made. I took a 5 gallon, like a square 5 gallon bucket, and put a screen top on it, poked holes in the sides, put vermiculite on the bottom. They were dying on me, man. Like I couldn't feed them, and I feed 1,000 crickets in a week, man. Like I run through them all, like nothing. It's easy, and I wouldn't feed them that fast if I wasn't so nervous about keeping them alive as long. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just banded crickets. It's like I got three, what was it? Three of those container, like the shoebox containers. Not the small ones, but it's like a double size. So I do, I said, small, medium, larges. 8 crates in there. Sometimes I do put water crystals in there, put fresh veggies in there, and then probably I'll sprinkle some like the bug burger on top of the veggies. And then I've always been told to set up your egg crates vertically so they can have all that space in between to just go in there and not be on the ground.
it falls down and they don't rest in it. It's the ammonia
Yeah,
that suffocates them or something.
I cut a big old, or I'll put a screen mesh on top of those as well, and then I use my soldering iron to put holes on the side as well, just so I can have a bunch of airflow in there as well.
Do you
Like it
make
generally,
sure? Do you
go
wash your
ahead.
vegetables?
Yeah. I wash them and I soak them because no hydration, right?
Well, I was thinking more like pesticides. I was thinking the other day to myself, like thinking about gardening, because until recently I used to keep a big garden. But nonetheless, one of the main pests that people spray for is crickets, man. Like you would do to
Yeah,
keep away from your shit. So I was wondering one day I threw some lettuce into the fucking thing, and I'm like, yo, did I just kill all my shit? Because I didn't clean the lettuce. I just ripped it off
oh,
the thing
shit,
of
yeah.
lettuce, and I was like, fuck. But I wanted to feed them all off before they started dying on me.
Yeah, I'll grab like the organic stuff, whatever, just like a small bag of like right now I got organic squash and like this is a broccoli slaw mix. So I wash the slaw mix because that's not organic, but the squash is. So, but then I just put them all in a bowl, water, and then I ordered this big old like a case of was it like 2 ounce portion cups. And so, because I use those for water and everything else, and I use them for put
The
the
paper
crickets
ones,
food.
like the paperweight
No, the
ones.
plastic ones, plastic.
Like
It's
these
like
two.
40. It was like, yeah, those. Yeah, for like I got like fucking like 20,000 for like $40.
You get your bottle caps for the show?
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna order those in a minute.
That'd be cool to figure out a way to get your logo on them somehow.
Yeah, that would be dope. But like,
Or you could
I'm a
brand, come up with some way to make a little brand,
yeah, just
stamp
put it
them.
on the
eBay, you could go out on eBay and there's people that make custom stamps. If you send them a picture of your logo, like
hmm
just send them a shot of your logo, they'll make a stamp for ink, like that you put in ink that you could
yeah.
stamp your stationery shit with. It's pretty cool. I
Okay,
was gonna make me one.
yeah. No, who do I go through? I go through
Vistaprint.
No, it's the sticker company. They get all my
Oh,
stickers and stuff. So they'll do stickers with the QR codes, and then they do shipping stickers as well, right? So you could put your the label like a label maker type shit, and put that all on the box as well, or just cut them out and have extra stickers.
did you put
But
your
they do
scan card, your care cards you're giving out at the show?
no that one doesn't come with those. So actually, here, let me go get them real quick. I'll show you.
Yeah, I see one, man. What company did you make? So you drew these up yourself and then had them print them, or
No, they already had them,
that's what's up.
and then on the back it has all the stuff.
That's
Is it
what's
upside
up.
down? Yeah. So I got one for the spiny tails, I got one for chihuahuas, and I got one for crested geckos. And
That's
then
cool.
another
I may
one
have
for like
the Chihuahuas.
yeah. And then this one right here is like a gives you like tips for like new owners,
You don't see nobody doing that shit, Jay.
saying warning, don't leave your damn gecko in the car after you buy it, or leave your
You
animal in the
guys
car
got
after you
a
buy
whole
it.
different way of living out there in Arizona. You got a different way to live out there, boy.
Yeah, you need some auto start on your car before you get in it, especially if you get an animal, just so you have the AC going before you get in there. Because man, that
My
shit, it's like a
dogs out
blow
there in
dryer.
the car. I bet, man. Fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
That's good. That's good for the hobby. I bet you start a trend. I bet people see you doing that shit. See you someone bites a style and does it.
It is what it is. I mean, I hope so. Shit. I'd
They
rather
should.
people, yeah, just have like I've seen people have like whole like documents printed out and like here, send it with the gecko or with the animal, whatever it is. But I was like, this is quick and easy. It only cost me like for 25 of these, it's like $5.
You ain't gonna beat that.
Yeah, and I bought
Species
three and they sent me what happened?
How many species do they have available, like on their cards?
A lot. They got a
Really?
lot. They got about like 4 or 5 pages worth of animals.
Do you agree
Actually,
with
you know
everything?
what?
Does it say anything you would change?
Yeah, I mean, some of them just says like, no, they'll tell you like, you can do paper towels and shit like that. Like, no, that's more for a breeder. No, if you're having like a real huge collection, but if it's your only animal, I wouldn't even say do that. But hold on, I got a book real quick. I'll show you this other one. So I bought this a while back,
What's that? I
but
can't see it. Blurry.
so it's all those cards, but it's different cards. So like White Tree Frog, Horn Frog, Pixie, Red Eye, Tomato Frogs, Oxalotos, Beta Fish, Hog
Where'd you
Noses. It's the same company. So I
oh, you
bought this
just
one a while back.
new species, just make some copies and put them on your shit. You got a collection
Yeah,
of them all.
yeah, I think so.
They'd be cool to put on your enclosures too, like put them on the
Yeah,
enclosures and
yeah.
animals.
Them and there's this other company called Cloud Forest Design or Cloud Forest Designs. I think
Seen them yesterday.
same. They do the same stuff as well.
I didn't know they
I think.
sold them. What they had, I was like, yo, that's where them fucking cards come from.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. There's only
cool.
like a couple companies doing it. Them and this Creature Care card company, whatever.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You excited or what, man? You excited for this?
Oh, for the thing? Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's be my first one. Like I said, I've been posting, so I'll keep on posting. Make sure people know. Like I know we got our own little chat group and shit like that, and then on our FB groups, the owner he's posting, and then uh, people are like, "Hey, what is everybody selling?" So I'll get on there by, "Look, I'm selling this, this, and this." I've already had like one person hit me up saying, "Hey, can you send me like some? Maybe we could do a pre-sale or something. Can you send me what you're gonna be what Chihuahuas you have?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So
How many animals does your how many deli cups does your display hold?
16.
How many animals you plan on bringing total? I'm gonna send you 10 geckos, but how many you plan on bringing
Probably
all together?
over here right now, I got probably like 17. So there will be some on the table, but it's fine. Like I said, it's it's not going to be like an expo style where it's hundreds of people in there. You can only have so many people in a reptile shop. So
Better well
but
for you. In all honesty, it's
you know,
definitely better for you. Do you know what the other people, the other breeders are? Do you know what they're selling, like species wise?
yeah. I mean, most people sell ball pythons and leopard geckos and shit. So
Nothing
no
like you
one's
guys.
no, maybe Thomas. That's about it. Because Thomas, he's gonna be one of the people we're doing the Bronia episode with. But so he has,
You're coming home with one.
we'll see.
You
He
ain't going.
has like three companies or three business names, right? He has Tucson's Finest Leos. He has Tucson's Finest Dragons, and then he's part owner of a reptile shop. So we'll see. It's like I think he'll
You,
probably offer more than anybody else. Like I know one of the people there, he's doing all isopods and all kinds of other bugs. There's another guy, David Horton. He does all the hog noses. Chad Tice does all the boas, and then like I said, most of the other people are just doing ball pythons, leopards, and crescents.
how do you plan on bagging up, packaging up your isopods? You're gonna put them in like
Deli
them
cups.
little deli
Yeah,
cups
yeah.
or
They're just
moss
gonna go in little deli cups with a bunch of sphagnum moss. So
10 pack?
I'll count out, yeah, 10 packs. So I'm just gonna go buy us some more deli cups probably next weekend, and then
You're
start
gonna need
packing
them,
them. Thing
bro, because my shit ain't gonna match. I'm putting them together in whatever the kind
like
of cup.
no, I gotta go. I already talked to my homeboy. He's like, yeah. I was like, how often y'all get deli cups? And he's like, man, we get them all the time. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna come through there. They're like fucking like 15 cents a pop or some shit like that. So I'm gonna buy like 100 of them things, and
That's
then like I
what's
said,
up.
I'll probably bring like three of each of the isopods, and then I said I'll have your crusteds. I'll have some other shit, and then we'll go from there. I said the more expensive shit will probably inside that enclosure or the display, and then like the least expensive stuff will just be on the table where I can still keep my eye on it because I think my girl gonna be with me too, so she'll be able to watch the table as well.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm sure they
Now
got a
I'm
security
on.
door too, though. No,
They got a what?
a security system in the store, like cameras
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. They got cameras. Like I said, like the owner, he's always there, so he'll
It's
be all
not a
right.
bad, right? That'd be foul, man. That's foul. You got to worry about people stealing your shit, man. That's foul.
Dude, it happens all the time at these shows, dude. Like for real. Like every now and then they do catch them, but and it's a stupid fucking kid that's stealing. No, just because. It's like why do you want this? Why do you want to steal it?
Probably would have
Just
had someone
because.
give. They would have just asked, right?
Mhm.
I'm a. The kid came to the table and asked for it. I mean, within reason. But if they ask for
Yeah, yeah.
something else, pulling a kid and you ain't got, man, I'm giving it to you, man. I'm giving it
Yeah.
to you, man.
Oh
Steal
yeah.
my shit. Beat your daddy's ass. Fuck, right? Like, damn, man, you're gonna steal someone's stuff. Like, it's not like it's a like Walmart. It ain't Target. Like, you're not stealing something from the man. Like, you're taking it something from a man.
Yeah. You take them from an independent business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I gotta. Man, yeah. Start working on getting some other species. Like I said, I don't know. It's either between Europlatus or if Thomas can convince me some Abronia. We'll see.
You don't need to convince you. You need to
No,
convince.
I'm convinced on this one because all I always hear all this shit about them, how hard they are, or like how sensitive they are to heat. I'm like, well, I live in Arizona. What the fuck? Like,
Well,
do I
that
gotta?
first thing I think of with you is I'm like, damn, he's gonna have a hell of a time trying to
I'm gonna
keep.
have a hell of a electric bill. That's what
It
that
don't mean
is.
possible. It don't mean it's impossible.
Yeah, it's just like I said. Do I need to have like well, in an apartment, a $300 electric bill, or am I gonna be okay? Like that's my biggest concern right there is
You
how.
get your Platis, we could go in together. You know,
Yeah,
I said, get into your Platis, we can go in together. I'll get
yeah,
some
yeah.
buying you. We could. I'm dead ass
No, it's like
serious.
I mean, Europlatus. I think I'm more comfortable with those. I think I could. Yeah, I think I could do those pretty easily.
See, they make me.
It's because with like I said with Bronia, man, they've been known to be out in like 30 to 40 degree weather. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I was like,
That's
can I
what it
get it
was saying.
that cold here?
It was 60,
No.
60 degrees or something. He was keeping them
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, all right, what's my game plan if I actually did get those? So it was like during the winter time, it's probably, move them out to my living room, open the window that's right there, and literally set them right by that window so they get all that cool air coming through. So it gets around like 50 degrees or something like that, right? No, with Europlatus, I think I could just keep them in my Chewy room, and just have that window open because it still won't get crazy cold in there. It'll get like in the 60s during the winter
Yeah.
time.
I'm definitely not saying you can't do it, but I honestly think, man, just from thinking about it in this short amount of time, Jay, you be better off not fucking with him, bro. Like,
Like it's a dream species, though, right? It's like
yeah, it would
keep it
take
as a dream, or do I want to make that a reality and try
a
to?
lot of,
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's
not that,
crazy effort.
you could
Yeah,
definitely do it. I'm definitely not questioning that. I'm just saying for your sanity, with how many jobs you got, 4 or 5 motherfucking jobs, like the kids, like you got a lot on your plate as it is. You're talking
yeah,
about animals now that we keep that are not necessarily easy, but they're
yeah.
definitely not hard. And shooting fireworks off outside. She almost gave me a heart attack. They'll have to run bang thing, run to the
Yeah.
closet. But anyway, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking of environments. For you to keep
Mhm.
a tropical environment or a desert environment where you're at is much easier to replicate than it would be to replicate a fucking cloud forest in a
Yeah, yeah,
desert. Like
yeah.
to replicate a cloud forest in a desert is going to take attention. Like you're gonna have to be on that shit
Yeah.
all day.
I'm gonna need upgrade a whole bunch of shit. I'm gonna need to get Miss King systems. I'm gonna have to get,
It's
but I just
hard.
don't want to. I don't want to saturate their enclosure just to keep the humidity up or keep them cool, things like that. So that's what I said.
What species of chameleons come from cloud forest?
Montane species. So like I think like panthers or whatever, and uh,
Angle. It's like, damn, if you could keep a chameleon, you should be able to keep a fucking
I
abronia.
I've never kept a chameleon. That's the thing. I've always heard they're hard too, but that myth has been like debunked for me already. I've heard so many podcasts from Bill Strand. Bill Strand, yeah, Bill Strand, or the Chameleon Academy podcast, that I think I could do it successfully and not have a worry about it. But my whole thing is, no, missing system, spraying at the wall because it's a mesh enclosure. Yeah, I don't. That right there doesn't jive with me at all. Like I would have to have something with solid sides and then just a mesh screen in front on top. Yeah, that's my biggest concern with a chameleon. You're a plat or not Europe, but Abronia. they're a little bit cooler in temp. Like I said, I've been looking at like their ranges and what because they have a big temp drop too, right? So they'll go from like 90 degrees down to like 60 to 50 degrees. Like a 40, that's a 40 temp drop right there. Like, can I really do that? No, so there's a whole lot of other stuff. No, like I
Maybe
said, if it stays,
you said there's a
yeah,
few different species. Maybe
yeah,
one
yeah,
of the different
yeah,
fits
yeah.
your
You just
situation.
got look for one that likes to stay a little bit warmer. That's probably
I mean,
about
this
it. But
guy's breeding them is in Arizona, bro. Like he
yeah,
lives in,
well,
right?
yeah, no, and I'm
He could do
yeah,
what you could. Ask
yeah,
him, talk to
yeah,
him, shoot with him, see what you can learn. Tap his head.
yeah. But like I said, he owns a reptile shop too, so he has access to a lot more shit than I would. No, but it's all good. Like I said, if it's a dream, it's a dream. That's all it is. But reality, if it's Eurypletus, it's Eurypletus. They're both they're both great animals. So either way, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So boreal stuff. So either one will make me happy right there.
Back.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here because you got 10%, and I need to go do some feeding.
All
All right, man.
right. I'll hit you up in a little bit. My thing's gonna die, so I'm not gonna be able to talk to you for the next couple. I
All
got one
right,
of
for
the
sure.
chargers I gotta lay it on to.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I know. All right, man.